Hello. Hey everybody. Let me know if you can hear me okay or not. Can you hear me okay? Hello friends. Hello friends. So I had a weird day today. Spent most of the day very tired and sleepy. And then around like 8:39 p.m. I was suddenly very wide awake and I could not properly fall back to sleep. And I got to thinking, I haven't done a roleplay stream in a while. Maybe I should do one of those. And I put off my regular Thursday stream for tomorrow. But it's a little late right now for the orky crowd. Things are okay. Things are okay. I was in the hospital Monday night for an infection. So I got sent home finally like 3 on Tuesday with antibiotics. They're able to find specifically one infection, but they're pretty sure I might have an ulcer, but they can't test for an ulcer because the kind of scans they have to do involve radiation. And I am like 3.5 months pregnant. They can't do that. I've just been taking a lot of medicine. Lots of medicines. I finished up the antibiotic in a few days, and after that they said I should be okay. And they said if I'm not okay after I finish up the antibiotic, to see my regular doctor for like further testing. But the main infection they found, they know how to treat it. It's not a horribly invasive infection. It's actually a pretty common one pregnant women get. Because, you know, as the baby grows, it kind of pushes the organs around and squishes things, and it just makes it easier for like icky stuff to get trapped in places, you know? Don't want to get too graphic here. Dubstep, that's something I haven't heard of in a long while. I remember back in like 2010 to 2012, how everybody was like raving about dubstep, and I kind of liked it. Like I listened to me some Skrillex and whatnot, but I haven't listened to that in like a decade. Yep, it's my third kid. And after this one, we are done. No more babies after this. Thank you, thank you. So I'm gonna give it a few more minutes for people to join, and then I'm gonna swap over to Freya, and we'll hang out a bit with Freya. And if you don't know, Freya is my Kitsune character. She's like my first Kitsune character. She's a bit cranky and tsundere. I don't know what husband and I are gonna do after the baby's born in terms of like not making more babies. He may get the snip. He might. He's been talking about it. I don't really dress the kids up super cute outside of like holidays. Sometimes I put little Fox in like a cute little dress outfit or something, but she's a little tank and she'll like run around and roll around and get into things, so aside from holidays, dressing her up all cute is kind of pointless because she'll just get everything messy in like 5 minutes after getting her dressed. Oh, Freya is a very nice character. Like, she's friendly, but she's just kind of cranky, if that makes any sense. It's like, she'll hang out with you because she likes you, but she won't outright tell you she likes you. William, don't curse us. Oh my goodness, do not curse us, because we're having a hard enough time finding a house we can afford that will fit, a family of 5. Let's see what else has been going on. Look at my life is not terribly exciting, to be honest. Well, on Saturday, we're going to a new housing community that my mom found that she believes has new houses in our price range. So we shall see. We're going to go take a look and talk to the representative there and be like, well, what's up with your houses? See, Freya is a magical fox, so she can use magic to, like, make her food exactly how she likes it. Though, having been around humans for a while now, she prefers human food over hunting her own food, because she's also kind of lazy. In the more developed towns where I live, I've been seeing like very tiny ass houses start at like almost $500,000. I'm like, what the heck? If I were to have the money for $500,000, I'd expect the house to also have like at least 5 bedrooms and more than 2 bathrooms. Like, I'd expect it to have a bathroom for every bedroom. That would just make sense for that price. I miss my grandparents' old house for my grandma had to move and sell it, it had the perfect bathroom to bedroom ratio. It was a 3-bedroom house, but it had like 5 bathrooms. Each bedroom had a bathroom. Well, the master bedroom had 2 bathrooms. It had like the big old master bath, and it was a cool bathroom. My grandparents did not use it to its full potential, and I was so jealous. And then on the other side of the bedroom, near the back door to the backyard, there was like a little mini bathroom. So that became like my grandpa's bathroom. He would just do his stuff in there and let my grandma have the big one. And then all the other bedrooms had their own bathrooms, and there was like a guest bathroom in the living room. Nope, don't live in California or Hawaii. I live in Texas, which is a very big ass state. But now, the closer you are to the main cities in Texas and the popular suburbs, the more expensive houses are. Because, like, everybody's coming to Texas now. Like, a bunch of industries are moving to Texas, like, with jobs and stuff. And then people are just coming to Texas because they've learned about the fact there's no state income tax, and I think that's a benefit, even though math has been done. And if you live in Texas, you pay more in taxes despite having no state income tax than if you lived in another state. But people see the hype of no state income tax and like, oh, life is cheaper there. And I'm like, it's really not, but okay. My husband's back in the reserves, so I don't think he qualifies for military base housing. And even then, I have friends who are either in the military themselves or their spouses are, who have done the whole base housing thing, and they said it was not that great. uh, One friend of mine, her husband's in the army. Um, they moved. They got moved to a new base when he got back from his deployment, and there was no room in base housing, even though they were approved for base housing, and they sold everything from where they lived before. So they had to live in a hotel for months until space opened up on base housing for them. And they said it wasn't fun because they're like a family. I think she has like 2 kids, and it was like 4 of them in a like a 1-room hotel room for months. Plus, there are a lot of perks to like actually physically owning your own house. Yeah, I've had to explain to people who don't, who have never lived in California or spent a lot of time in California that California is a diverse state outside of its main cities. Like if you live in or near LA or San Diego or San Francisco or like the major cities, yeah, this shit's gonna be expensive. But you get out to like farm country, it's not as bad. It's pretty normal. It's pretty much on par with the rest of the nation. I don't know if she was bullshitting me or not, but I made friends with this girl at a convention who lives in Alaska, and she was telling me that they actually pay people to live in Alaska who move there from other places. Like, they want people to live in Alaska. And it was like, but why, unless you're like in the oil industry, would you want to live in Alaska? Like, unless you're like, if you're in oil or you're in something with like nature and wildlife that you want to be up there to like document stuff or whatnot, or preserve forests or whatever, like, okay, yeah, go to Alaska. But for anything else, why? It's so far and so cold. Alright, I'm gonna give it another couple minutes, and then I'll switch to Freya. That way I don't have people coming in being like, am I late? Am I late? What's going on? That's one of the downsides of doing roleplay streams. You have people who just like pop in, and you're in the middle of roleplaying, and people are like, I don't know what's going on. At the rate of everybody coming to Texas, it's going to become just as expensive as like New York or California or Chicago. It's gonna get more expensive, just basic math in terms of like population density and everything, and resource management. Hello, friends. If it wasn't for the fact it's so far from like everything, and I don't really know anybody, and it's far, and some things in certain parts of Alaska are really expensive just because of where the places are and stuff's hard to get there. I'd live there because I'd be like close to animals and nature, be able to see moose and stuff. It'd be like living in Canada without having to try to move to Canada. My favorite animal? It's actually the eye lemur. I actually debated having my VTuber be an eye lemur, but so many people think eyes are ugly, and I didn't want to have an ugly VTuber. I don't know if they still have them, but the Philadelphia Zoo, like years ago, had eye lemurs, like in their one of their exhibits, and it was like they had like a mommy eye and its baby, and there was another eye, but I forget that one's name. But I know the mom's name was Gollum, and the baby's name was Smeagol, and I thought that was adorable and hilarious because if you look at those characters from Lord of the Rings and you look at an eye lemur, you can understand where they got those names from and why like they did that. Because compared to like a ringtail or other lemurs, eyes are not that cute. They're really not. I think they're adorable. I think they're neat looking. but the average person who's used to a certain definition of cute would find them disturbing. They also have very, very long middle fingers, which is great for flipping people off because it gets the point across. And they use it for pulling bugs out of tree holes because they eat bugs. But there's superstition where they live that if you see an eye and it points its finger at you, you're gonna die. And because people are superstitious, they tend to kill them, and they're very endangered. It's sad. But I think they're adorable and awesome. I went to a furry convention years ago with my college roommate because she was into furry art. And there was a vendor selling stuffed animals who had an eye stuffed animal. And it looked like an eye. It wasn't like a cutesified version. It was like kind of realistic. So I bought it. I named it Brosif. And I carried it with me the entire weekend. And I brought it back to our apartment. I put him in a place of honor. And I kept him forever. And then in all the moves I've had since then, he's gone missing. And I haven't been able to find him. And I miss Brosif sometimes. Because I'm all like, I want a cool stuffed animal. Where are my cool stuffed animals at? Oh yeah, they got lost over the years. I hope when we do move to our house and like get stuff out of the storage locker and get stuff out of various rooms and closets, he shows up. Owls are neat. I like owls. I used to be kind of creeped out by barn owls because if you look at them, they're kind of creepy looking. But at the same time, they're really cool. I remember one school I went to when I was a kid, the mascot was the great horned owl. And on Spirit Day, they had someone come in from the zoo with an actual owl. And I think they were just meant to like give a little talk about it and it just sit there. But it decided it wanted to fly around the gym. Like, it made its mission to just fly around our gym and not go back to its owner. And it pooped on somebody. I do distinctly remember it pooping on somebody. They eventually, like, caught it. It didn't fly away and escape, but that was kind of silly. Like, why would you expect a wild bird to not be a wild bird? I'm partial to foxes, personally, because I just think they're cute. They're also a nice happy medium between cats and dogs. I've seen potu birds. They're neat looking. That school was very much had a thing with people bringing birds there because I had to do a presentation about the Amazon rainforest, and my family thought it'd be a great idea to bring one of our birds to class as part of my presentation. Because the main project I put together and worked so hard on did not work out, and in hindsight was a very bad idea. I wish people told me it was a bad idea and not to do it instead of encouraging it. But this was like the late 90s, so like nobody cared. Anyway, that project didn't work well, so I didn't want to show it off that much. Because my folks were like, let's just bring in one of our birds. I'm like, oh, okay. And they brought in one of our birds, and the teacher loved it. She was like, oh, what a sweet bird. And the bird actually behaved. I was surprised, but people were like, oh, cool bird, cool bird. And then the bird hopped off my arm and started going across the front row of desks. And it stopped at this one kid's desk, looked up at him, and pooped. It just went poop, and then kept walking. And I'm like, aw, he likes you. And she's like, no, don't like me, bird. Ew, poop. Because we were like 11. So poop was both simultaneously hilarious and gross. I am afraid of elephants. Like, there are various bugs I'm afraid of, especially scorpions. But in terms of, like, regular animals, I am terrified of elephants. I'm so scared of them. I respect them. Like, I see one, I'm like, I'll keep a distance, but you're pretty cool. But, like, I respect you. You live your life. You deserve to live. But don't come near me. See, when you think about elephants for a second, you should also come to the conclusion that they're very scary. Because they hold grudges. It's been documented that an elephant can hold a grudge. And when it holds a grudge against a person, it's not good. If you look at my tags for my ASMRs, most of them are F for A, meaning that they're for a general everybody audience, not just for dudes. If you assume that the targeted person is a guy and it's not marked as being a guy, that's on y'all. But the whole point of most of mine being meant for, like, anybody is that it could be anybody. It's why I try to avoid, usually, unless the plot really calls for it, using any kind of gender language. I consider Nevada to be pretty weird, because it's mostly run by Mormons, kind of like Utah, except unlike Utah, Nevada has brothels and casinos and stuff. It makes no sense. But if those sinful places didn't exist, aside from, like, Lake Tahoe and a couple other touristy spots, Nevada would not really have that much of a economy, aside from the mining towns. Like, the miners would do okay. But the rest of the state would be kind of in shambles, considering most of it's a desert. You go desert, 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 mountains. Have a good sleep. People going to sleep. Alright, think we good to switch to Freya? Because I can switch to Freya. Gotta crack my voice a bit, but I can switch to her. I will be right back. There's strangers in my cabin. Who are you? What are you doing in my cabin? I'm just relaxing by the fire. Nice and cozy. And people are showing up. Did someone throw a party and not tell me? Why? Why would you want to touch my tail? It's my tail. Don't touch my tail. It's mine. Only special people can touch my tail. I suppose this tail could be brushed, but it's easier to just lick it. Use my claws. Feel free to take whatever you want, except the food. Do not touch the food. See, I don't run the place. I don't really care if you take anything. Just don't touch the food. Food mine. And maybe leave the TV alone too. Do I want the chicken? Depends. Is it fried chicken? I tried this chicken the other day that this human called KFC, and it was so greasy and so delicious. Did any of you bring food? You're welcome to stay if you brought food. Just don't touch my tail. Don't touch my ears. And don't eat anything that's already here, because it's mine. Why does my tail make you want to not be alive anymore? That's weird. You brought marshmallows. Share, please? I suppose you can pet my head, but not in a condescending way. I suppose you can have a little bit of food if you didn't bring any, but don't eat it all. I happen to have more than I usually do because the Tanuki tribe was just here for a party, and they left a lot of stuff behind. Have you ever taken chocolate and mixed it with a marshmallow? It's so good. Don't spit things at me. Gross. I swear, some creatures have no manners. I found a turkey farm a few weeks ago. The farmer thought I was there to steal the turkeys, so he tried to shoot me. Wasn't very nice of him. Just wanted to look. I don't eat turkeys like that. How fast can I run? Why are you asking that? Because I have magic. I can run as fast as I need to. Isn't this house nice? I just kind of showed up one day after being, I won't say rescued, because I totally handled it by myself, but I guess the person thought they were rescuing me. But regardless, I've been here ever since, because I've yet to be officially kicked out. I've learned that there is more than one wolf pack in this forest. It's kind of different. Because I've only been acquainted with one for the longest time. I guess they're being driven down the mountains. I don't know what's up in the mountains, but there's something there. And it's driving all the wolves further down, deeper into the forest. But it's getting kind of bad, because now they're kind of getting aggressive for territories. I have seen so many creatures in this place that nothing really surprises me anymore. The one wolf pack I was acquainted with was very nice and a little standoffish because, well, they're wolves. But they were nice. They did not try to hurt anybody. And then, not too long ago, I came across a new pack, and they were very mean. Very, like, domineering. They tried to take a fish from me. Oh, I usually take my fox form when I'm, like, not in this house. Like, when I'm out and about. So I'm more inconspicuous that way. I know this one wolf, Kalia. She's nice. I haven't seen her in a while, though. I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true, but something happened to her pup. No one's seen her in months. There, don't touch the tail. What's a toe bean? Is that a food? That sounds like the name of a food. What is with everybody liking what ears my tail? They're just ears and a tail. Ugh. I see someone came prepared. Thanks for the food. You can like pat my hands and stuff. I don't really care about that. Just the ears and the tail are off limits. It's very disrespectful in fox culture. Only certain special types can touch the ears and the tail. Why are we hugging? I'm not a wolf. I don't howl. I do go, yeah. And sometimes, kon kon, kon. Don't touch the tail. And it depends where you are, what foxes say. In some places, us foxes, we go yarp. And in other places, we go kon kon. Do I like dogs? Dogs are okay, but they like to chase me for some reason. Oh hey, someone knows Trua. Trua's doing great actually. She found this whole tribe of Tanuki, and she's been doing great. They've been having a wild time, just like raiding campsites and stealing food. Though, the humans consider it stealing. We consider it giving back to nature. I just wear robes usually. Robes and hakama. Clever observation. Of course I'm not a whale. I'm a fox. Can you not tell? You not seen a fox before? No unaliving. No unaliving. The spirit specifically says we have to be at peace. Oh, I still have soda. Ah, soda. What is this 420 you speak of? Is it some kind of candy? I just like to bounce up and down on my feet a lot. Why would I want to smoke something? That doesn't sound very delicious. Can I eat it? Is it edible? There's juice? You have juice? What kind of juice? As long as it's not pear juice or cranberry juice, I'm okay with it. Pear juice and cranberry juice are both very nasty. I don't like it. Oh, apple juice isn't bad. I like apple juice. And watermelon juice. If anybody else has any juices, we could make a fruit punch. I think there's some sake in the cupboard, actually. So we're gonna spike it a little bit. This is a sake house. We don't do beer here. You want to show me a magic trick? Only if you're going to show everybody else. What's with people thinking us foxes are cute? We're not cute. We're very deadly predators. The music we have on is whatever this stupid radio can pick up. We're very, very far away from human civilization, so we don't really have much in the way of technology out here. Well, voila. The sake should be refilling any second now. Mangoes and peaches aren't terrible. Peaches are better though. Mango is kind of bland. What's my opinion on dinosaurs? Well, I didn't really learn about them until recently. Like, I had no idea they were even a thing. So, based on what I've seen from the pictures I was shown, they're scary. Very scary. They could eat me. Do I like monkeys? No. No, I do not. They like to steal my stuff. You think us foxes are tricksters? No, monkeys are. Monkeys are the worst. Well, us foxes, we kind of live spread out. We have our own territories, so I don't see many others that often. So I do know a lot of the foxes have started moving into human towns, because, well, the magic in this forest has gotten kind of weird lately. And it's affected everybody. Like, there are some days I wake up, and I have no idea what humans are saying at all. Usually I can understand humans, and obviously I can talk back to them, but there have been days where I would hear a human and I have no idea what they're saying. And I try to talk to them, and they wouldn't understand me either. Interesting you mentioned video games. The human who owns this cabin showed me one a while ago. But apparently it's very old, because the TV in here is very old. Oh, if I knew what introvert was, I would tell you. But I don't know what that is. Oh, I'm definitely not a quiet type. Nope, I like to party. And social. And just be around others. I just get kind of surprised when others show up my doorstep uninvited. That's a little weird. Wanna see what I look like? No, I'm not getting naked. Ew. Weirdo. I like fish mostly. Fish, sometimes like pheasant. I like them more than chicken, but I'll settle for chicken. Yeah, a bunch of you gonna be staying a while. I should probably find more food somewhere. I think there's an empty campsite not too far away that I think is unoccupied at the moment. If my nose tells me correctly. Neko, is that a cat? I feel like that's a cat. Cats are mean to me too. Oh boy, more are joining. Oh dear. Oh, we'll have to find more food. I know this deer who doesn't, like, talk at all. I don't know if she even knows how to talk. But she'll, like, come to my parties and kind of sit in a corner and drink tea. I think her name is Felice. I think that's the name she told me. What's there to see? I'm just wearing a white robe and red pants. Nothing special. Why does everybody want to touch me? It's without the touching. Weirdos. We do need to leave, but I have to say be careful. Like I said, the magic in this forest has gotten really weird. And sometimes folks will wander the forest and disappear and no one ever hears from them again. The general rule of this forest is if it has magical properties, it's probably here somewhere. I take a form that only shows one tail because I don't want to scare people, you know. I hope the magic's not disappearing, because that means there's something wrong with the spirit guardian. Well, I'm not very powerful. I only have a few tails. Nothing to write home about. Well, there's apparently a lot of juice here, so just take what you like. We don't really have much in the way of chocolate, though. Though I smell some not too far away. I could go get it. I'm trying to make sure there's enough food for everybody. It does look like we're running out, though. I think I need to raid a few campsites, and maybe hit the river for some fish. I'll be back in a little while. The moon won't get too high, I promise. Don't tear the place down while I'm gone, because I don't own this cabin. I just live here. And if something happened to it again, I'd get in trouble. Alright, have fun, everybody. I will be back. I'll turn on some entertainment for you with my magic while I'm away. Have fun! Sorry, y'all, my voice was starting to die a bit. It's also after 1 in the morning. And if he hasn't pulled up already, my husband will be home soon. And I don't want him to walk in the middle of a roleplay. That'd be awkward. I love Freya, she's a fun character, but I can't do her voice very long. Because it's very scratchy. Hello, friends. There we go. Sorry, I had a pop-up on my computer I had to get rid of. And it wouldn't go away. It would not go away. I can't wait till I'm not using this laptop anymore. Interestingly enough, so far my husband hasn't really walked in when I'm in the middle of doing an audio. Because usually I do my recordings when people either aren't home or asleep. He has walked in during regular streams, though. Yeah. Yay, not being homeless. My favorite supernatural creature are probably succubi, because they're neat. I don't think I can get insurance on my voice. At least not where I live. How was my day? My day was okay. Very sleepy day, though. I'm surprised I'm so awake now. Well, again, I'm not super surprised. Like, I was sleepy most of the day, after all. By the way, whichever mods are currently on right now, I've been getting a couple of, not so much complaints, just concerned individuals messaging me. Do not block or ban any users unless I say so, or they're a bot. If they're obviously a spam bot, please delete and block them. But if they're a regular user, don't do anything unless I say so. Because when it comes to regular people, I'll take care of the ones that are super offensive and mean harm. I can do that myself. It just gets hard to keep up with all the bots because they tend to move very fast. Baby's doing great. He or she is very wiggly. I've got my family. I got my kids. They're a big help when things get rough. Here. Whoever wants a hug can have a hug. Hugs. Hugs, not drugs. So, I'm not against drugs, so. If you want to do drugs, it's on you. I can definitely see the favoritism with YouTube, but I'm a little skeptical on other biases. Because I think the real human moderators of YouTube just have biases for or against certain people, regardless of whatever groups that those people belong to. I think the focus is more towards favoritism, towards certain kinds of content, and then creators who perform well doing those kinds of content that the advertisers like. Because at the end of the day with YouTube, it's all about who's making the money. If you're not making the money, then they're not going to do much to help you. Hey Fran, doing okay, how are you? No, this is not an Orky stream. I'll be back as Orky tomorrow. I was gonna do Orky, well, now it's the last night, Thursday, whatever. Thursday's usually an Orky day, but computer's having issues and I wasn't feeling well, so I decided to push that stream for Friday. I actually was not expecting to be streaming right now, but I was wide awake and bored and felt like doing a quick RP stream, because I haven't done one of those in a while. He did something new. I have no idea how long this stream is going to be. If you have to go to bed, go to bed. Because, like, I keep VODs for most of my streams. So if you want to, like, pick up wherever you leave off and see what happens, you can do that later. It's no big deal. I'm very aware it's very, very late. Aw, y'all are sweethearts. And I'm sorry to those people who miss my streams when I stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I just only have certain times of the day when I can do stuff. I also miss Twitch a little bit. There's no bird because it's 1 in the morning. She's asleep. When it's like really, really dark, like officially dark out, and there's not much light, it kind of instinctively tells birds to go to sleep. I never really felt urges to pick up sticks, but I also wasn't a big fan of walking. Oh, we don't really do the lullaby thing. They prefer bedtime stories. Advice how to make friends? I'm not the best person to ask because I have no idea how I made any of my real life friends. I met most of them at conventions. Or in some cases I met them online first, and then met them in person. Usually at conventions. We had this one bird who was kind of dumb, and if we did put like a blanket over his cage, unless he heard a lot of noise, he'd usually be quiet and like fall asleep. But if he heard noise, he'd be like, screw you guys, I'm gonna make noise too. So for him, it had to be both dark and quiet. The bird that's left, she's not in a cage, she sits on a perch, so we can't really do that. We can't really test that theory. Freya's pretty much a standard kitsune. She's not super powerful or anything. A figure I ordered back in January finally came in yesterday. Like 7 months later. It's of Coconut from Nekopada. It's so pretty. And bigger than I was expecting. I posted it on my Twitter. Well, have a good night, friend. Kiss you, kiss you. Mwah, mwah. Ada, ada. I'm gonna try to have a new audio up tomorrow. It just really depends on what my computer's doing and how I'm feeling. Because I've been kind of sick the last few days. Plus, I'm trying to scale back on how much I post on YouTube. Because I found, aside from certain select channels that have always done frequent uploads, YouTube algorithm does not like if you upload a lot. Someone who does like a bunch of tech stuff explained to me the algorithm considers it spam if you do too many active uploads in a day. You can upload a lot and then queue them to go live on different days. Like, it doesn't care about that. But if like a bunch of things go live within like the same week, and especially if your channel hasn't been doing that from the get-go, it will think you're trying to spam and push you down in the algorithm. I like cats okay. They're not bad. I don't mind the shorts feature on YouTube because I don't mind if people use it to say, hey, I got a new video coming up or whatever. They just want to post something kind of random and stupid that's quick. Because TikTok is a very unstable platform. But yeah, the channels that are just like all shorts and all they are like just crap, it's very annoying. Get good sleep, Fran. Tingle immunity basically is when you're so accustomed to ASMR tingles, you don't feel them anymore. I strongly believe TikTok and similar platforms with that kind of media have just killed people's attention spans and their expectations for content. Because I used to get told that my audios weren't long enough for some people. That they'd get into it and then it'd be over. Or they'd get into it, start getting sleepy, and then it'd end and they'd have to switch to another one and they'd wake back up. So a lot of people kindly asked, like, can you make them a bit longer? Maybe like 30 minutes or so? I'm like, okay, I'll start doing that. And now that I've been consistently trying to do longer audios, I'm now getting people complaining that they're too long. I'm like, well, which is it? And I kind of blame TikTok for that, because now TikTok, I think the longest a video can be on TikTok is like 3 minutes. And if you can fall asleep in just 3 minutes and not have it be from exhaustion, I applaud you. I'm not doing anything with Poppy anytime soon, mostly because I was doing Poppy a lot last year, and I'm trying to like work with other characters. I don't think they're replaying it so much as like they get through one and then they are jolted awake because it's over, and they move on to the next one to try to like continue the mojo. So for me, it can take me at least 20 minutes to fully relax and fall asleep. And if I'm using something to listen to help me fall asleep, and it suddenly abruptly ends, or loops from beginning again, that's going to startle me back awake. Get some good sleep. I'm probably going to head to bed in like 10 minutes here. Mostly because it's like going to be 1:30 in the morning. And I want to check on Husbando and the kids, make sure they're sleeping okay. If Husbando's even home yet. I have not heard the door, but then again, that doesn't mean anything. I can't always hear the door from where I am in this house. Everybody can get a hug. Hug, 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 hug. Alright, I'm being summoned, apparently. So, I'm gonna head off. Probably take a nap. I will be back on stream, well, technically later today, because it's already Friday in my time zone. But it'll be the evening, and we'll hang out for a bit. Because I didn't get to do that on Thursday night. Because the computer was being dumb. I'll catch you later. Stay awesome, everybody. Mwah. Ada, ada.